Welcome back to the Real Estate and Home Improvement Show. We've been featuring guests all week long telling us how to improve and maintain our homes. How do you know who to hire for honest work? What kind of air conditioning person? What kind of plumber? What kind of roofer? And I'm always so confused. It's hard to trust anyone. Well, we've had a lot of calls on the show, people asking us about solar. Who do you go to? What do you do? Well, I just happen to have an old friend, Quinn, who's been doing solar a long time, and he's an expert. So I asked him to come in as an expert and tell us about solar. Welcome, Chris.
Hi, Mike. It's good to see you again.
See you, man.
All right, yeah. So I'm glad we had a chance to talk. There's so much misinformation out there about solar, and people are scared.
Yeah.
You know, and it seems like this really big commitment, and you know, it seems like it's very confusing, you know, and there's a lot of different information coming at you, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But you know, I'm glad we have a chance to clear things up today, because there's a lot of good new information out there.
Here's one reason I think it's confusing. These solar companies send kids door to door to knock on your door, and they start telling you.
Yeah.
So these kids don't know anything about it. It just makes this more confusing.
Well, you'd be surprised about that. Believe it or not, we treat every customer like with their highest level of customer service. Now, our office, we have door knockers that go out and deal with all that. And there's a real good reason for that. First, not many people read their mail.
Yeah, no.
They don't want to pick up a phone.
Yeah.
So you're basically screened out, and there's this constant barrage that people get from different media. So we have decided that the best way to do this is to go out and look for people in the neighborhood, in the community that we're working in, and really size up the house. It's obvious who needs solar. If you don't have a roof filled with panels right now, you need some solar.
Yeah. So you're right. I don't look at the mail anymore. It's just too much. And then you get those phone calls all the time. So somebody showing up at the door is a way to get through to them.
Yeah, and this kind of dialogue is a great opportunity for me to explain kind of some of the changes that have happened in the industry. In 2018, the California Renewable Energy Act was passed, and it provided an opportunity for companies like mine, Solar Energy Partners (SEP), to get into direct competition with PG&E. PG&E is obviously, taken a tack where what they want to do is import power from out of state using transmission lines that are very expensive. All that infrastructure costs a lot of money. It causes a lot of fires. It does a lot of damage to the environment, things like that. But the goal was to bring more power into California, because we don't make enough power here locally in California to provide everything we need. So solar is this perfect component to start adding energy independence into the conversation for homeowners. Now, the bad news is half the homes in California are renters.
Yeah.
So they can't, benefit from this. So the only people that can benefit from it at this point are people who are residential homeowners, and a lot of the, people who have attempted to go energy independent faced a lot of confusing rules and laws, and it seemed like it was the solar guys that were making these decisions for them, but it wasn't. It was actually PG&E and their demands through the CPUC that were setting the stage for what people were being offered.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to buy panels. Companies like ours want to come out. We want to replace PG&E as the utility company by putting a company-owned system on your house and just sell you the energy. There's no out-of-pocket.
So instead of buying the energy from PG&E, we'd buy it from you.
Yeah, so you're just buying it from a green, renewable source that exists on your roof. Now, people go, that just is too good to be true.
Right.
Like, there's got to be a cost in there somewhere for me. What I'm here to say and clarify for your viewers is that, no, there really is no out-of-pocket cost. We are investing in your home by putting this solar system onto your house, inclusive of batteries, whatever upgrades that need to happen. So it's a great opportunity for you to rehabilitate your house. If there's roof issues, if there's electrical issues, we can rehab those things, put in a system that doesn't cost you anything, and your energy prices are slashed, in many cases up to 50%.
Like I told you, mine was $1,000 last month.
Oh yeah.
And you're saying you could do 300 maybe year round, maybe. We gotta look at it.
300 a month to 400.
I jump at that like that.
I know,
yeah.
and it seems too good to be true. Yeah. Most homeowners go, there's got to be a catch, especially if it's coming from a 19 or 20-year-old, kid who's knocking your door. It just sounds ridiculous, right. But it's true. And it's real, and I got to say, it's been a game changer. Every deal our company does, we know that it's good for you, it's good for our company, it's good for the environment, it's good for our community, and
not so good for PG&E.
Not so good for PG&E, but any excess power that you do generate gets provided up to a grid. And there's a reason why California wants to do a resilient grid. You know, there's going to be a lot less power outages when everyone has solar and batteries. There's an opportunity here for California to really generate a lot more power, provide for the future where it's all electric, you know, and there's no more natural gas or oil being used.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to buy a gas stove or anything.
No,
so
they want to phase it all
more
out.
Electric use. We have a car now.
Yeah.
We got to get the electricity to power the car.
Yeah.
Now
In our family situation right now, like my bill at home, we have a system that's been paid off for a long time, so it's been sitting there just generating power for us for close to 10 years now.
Yeah.
My bill's $15.
Wow.
You know, and I don't have any gas appliances or anything. You know, it's a heat pump on the roof and whatnot, and it's just wonderful. Now, what's nice about that is it's a fixed flat monthly fee too, so that we don't have this big spike in the summer.
Yeah.
You know, like we used to. And I gotta say, I can really relate to all the people out there. Let me tell you my story of why I got into the solar industry. I've got a background in new technologies and startups and such, but I never was passionate about solar. It seemed like, you know, I was kicking guys off my porch for 20 years before I ever even thought about getting solar. Well, what ended up happening for me was we sold our house that did have some solar on it, and I didn't know how good a deal it was. And then I rented for a little while. June came, July came, August came. My bills were like 1,000 plus all the way through the summer, and I couldn't believe it. And this is while we were waiting to move into our new house. Yeah. So I got so upset about the circumstance and realized this is happening to renters. Anybody out there that's renting a home cannot sign up for solar, and there's, you know, the owners of those homes, there's no incentive really. Yeah. You know, under a cash purchase situation, why would they pay for your solar for 40 years, right? That's where the PPA comes in and our company. We want to help investors set the stage to help their renters.
Right. I want to ask you more about solar. I want to get into some personal matters.
Oh, yeah.
But tell somebody right now watching, if they're about to switch and swipe left or whatever, what should they do right now? Go to your website, go to your phone number?
I've got my calendar up there, so if you're interested in, you know, getting an energy evaluation at your house, just go onto my Calendly.com site there, and that's directly in my calendar. Pick a time that works for you, and I'll come out and we can do an evaluation free of charge and give you some real information.
And my understanding, there's no pushy sales thing. You're just going to evaluate. Say, here's what you're paying, PG&E, and here's what you'd be paying.
Yeah, it's actually a hard offer. I would come out, assess your usage, and then give you an actual number that says, yeah, this is what we'll charge for energy if you want to go.
It sounds like it sells itself.
And it locks in.
You don't have to sell people. It just sells itself.
No, it really does. It's either, do you want to keep paying PG&E with all the uncertainty in the future, or do you want to lock in your energy prices for the next 25 years? That's basically what we're doing.
PG&E has one more wildfire, and our rates go up to pay for that.
Oh, yeah.
Or they declare bankruptcy again, and our rates go up to pay for that.
And, you know, and I'm not anti-PG&E. I got to say this right now. I know it seems like solar guys might be anti-PG&E. There's a role for PG&E and there's a role for solar guys. And I got to say, you know, the thing is, we want to provide a resilient grid to the Californians out there that need it for the future, because the future of all of us requires more energy, but it needs to be the right kind of energy. It can't be polluting. It needs to be green, renewable sources that are providing that excess energy that we need.
By the way, here's some pictures of solar.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't want that? Did you see that truck?
Yeah,
wouldn't that be fun? And this is one of our jobs that we did.
Let's go back to the truck. Does the truck run on solar?
Yeah, that one does. And you can see the chargers in there and the roof mounted panels there. I mean, that is a perfect situation, because you're actually able to charge your vehicle using sun energy, you know, that you've generated at your own house. PG&E is not even anywhere in that equation. Now, and there's some pools. If you got a pool, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You got to keep that circulating pump, and if you have a hot tub, you're keeping it hot too. So you know that your bills are real going through the roof right now. So those panels will really help. I always look for someone with a pool.
Yeah,
that's my favorite kind of customer. Clean roof and a pool.
Clean roof and a pool.
Yeah.
By the way, who's this? What's
going on? Oh, that's my son Ethan. Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up. Yeah, so Ethan, my son is a graduate of San Joaquin Memorial High School. He graduated a couple years ago and went to the University of Georgia to play for Manny Diaz and Jamie Hunt, the coaches there. And Ethan had just an incredible freshman year, ended up with a 2023 Natty under his belt. He just got his ring for that. So he won the 2023 NCAA National Championships in singles and then got a wild card to play the U.S. Open in 2023, and he did great. Won his opening round match, and started a pro career. So this year he lost in the second round of the qualies, sadly, but our family is just super proud of this kid. We're so excited for him.
Well, he can say for the rest of his life, as he went to the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Does that affect his college eligibility?
Yeah, no, he's still a student, actually. He is doing online learning through the University of Georgia, and he's a big Dogs fan. He's got a girlfriend who's a student athlete as well. She's a gymnast, and an absolutely beautiful kid. They're both really smart and making the most of their youth, educating themselves and getting paid. It's fun.
Yeah. So he's from Fresno, representing Fresno all the way in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Where are they playing that?
That's in New York, Queens, New York. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the Arthur Ashe Stadium?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's really exciting to have those kind of connections. Now, people don't realize it, but Brad Stein has been a family friend for years, and as are all the folks at Fig Garden Swim and Racket Club. We really appreciated all the families that were around us as we were raising our kids and sharing life together. It was just wonderful. But Ethan never really had a full-time coach or anything growing up. He just played a lot of tennis and got to hang out with great people, and that's what happened. He went pro with this lifestyle.
We didn't see this picture. Who is this?
Oh yeah, that's Jamie Hunt is the shorter one. He's one of the coaches at Georgia. He's now the head coach, and then there's Manny Diaz, who's a legend in college tennis, and that was Ethan's coach, and that's him holding the national championship cup there.
Wow.
Yeah, so he just got his ring this last. I don't have a picture of that for you, but
amazing,
yeah, it's pretty exciting.
People from Fresno went on to do great things like this. It's amazing. So
yeah,
and you're his dad,
and I'm his dad.
Now you're advising us on solar, as a solar expert.
Yeah, So hey, I'm gonna finish just my thoughts on the solar. Okay. And it truly is. If you don't have solar right now, it's just because you don't understand it.
Right.
And there's no reason that you can't understand the rules and regulations right now. It's not a political decision to go energy independent and get away from having a monopoly control your life. The costs are so high, and they're only going to continue going up. When you lock it in with solar, you've basically eliminated a big variable in your life, and I think it's a great opportunity. Now, the other thing, I know this is a real estate show, so for all you realtors out there, advising your customers, just let them know. The transaction when you back in the day when solar was first done, it always caused some real estate transaction anxiety, because there was also a debt associated with this thing. In this new world of PPAs, there is no debt, there's no lien, there's no loan. So what happens is it transfers over just like your utility would. So if a new buyer comes in and buys the house,
they don't have to qualify.
There's no qualification. There's none of that. There's a one-page document that just transfers the stuff into their name.
I've seen
you leave and it's
real
done.
estate deals crash over solar, but this is a smooth transition.
Yeah, and there's no debt. So if you're the seller, it's not following you around. You're not going to have a big debt on your credit, report. There's none of that. It's really is. We're a utility company. We want to do it through our financial partners. Now, the main thing about that is when you qualify for your ongoing PPA, it's you're locking in a price, and it's for 25 years. So it's good now, but it's only going to get better as PG&E raises their rates.
So if I'm paying $300 a month now, what will I be paying in 5 years or 10 years?
If you wanted to lock that in with a 0% escalator, you could do that. But say it's $350 a month, it'll be $350 all the way through.
Nice.
Now, if you get an escalator that allows us to protect ourselves against inflation, we'd do a 3.5% escalator. So your bill might approach what PG&E is charging you now. In 25 years. So you'll never get over what PG&E is charging you right now, even in the metrics play out. So you could lock in your rates so that you're always saving money.
Anyway, it's free to call Chris and ask questions. You don't have to call him. There's his number. Text him if you want.
Yeah, I love texting, actually. It's easier. I try not to drive and text, and I hope you don't either. But don't be confused. Don't fall for a scam or something. Call Chris Quinn, and he'll tell you the truth. Yeah.
He'll give you the straight
Yeah,
truth,
and don't be scared of those kids. Those kids that are out there door knocking, it truly is a goal of ours to give top level customer support, and those guys are our way of doing it. And most of them aren't gonna they're not gonna try and lie to put a hustle on. What they're trying to do is get information so that they can actually make you a hard, real offer from our company. Okay? So don't be scared. And if you have questions, call them and just say, I want to talk to your manager even.
Now, what's the name of your company?
That's Solar Energy Partners, SEP, here in Fresno.
Yeah, so if they're knocking on your door, say, I'm going to call Solar Energy Partners. Get the straight scoop. Thank you, Chris. Last thoughts about anything?
You know what? I think I just want to say to folks that are kind of in the field too. We're always recruiting. If you have friends, family, kids that are looking for jobs, things like that, this is a great opportunity for young people that are athletically minded too. Like we're a team and we get out there and we love recruiting locally. So if you have somebody that needs a job and you'd like to get them into a career that's got a lot of bright future, this would be a great thing. Have them call me. I'd love to talk with them and interview them.
And this industry's never going away. So
no,
they have a job for a long time.
Yeah, we're here to stay. And my final thought, let me throw this out too. Investors, real estate investors, you're holding a massive, piece of the puzzle for the energy policy that's coming our way in California. So, don't be scared to call a guy like me that can give you some real numbers on rehabbing those multi-unit developments that you've got, those multifamily units that are out there, the old apartment complexes, things like that. There's a lot of solutions out there for that, and we'd love to help you with that as well. And I got to say, your tenants will love you for what you're going to do for them, which is going to cut their bills in half, and it's going to rehab the property and modernize it.
Wow. It's Chris Quinn. Call them up. Tell them the phone number. How about on the screen?
559-352-5881.
And we'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
Thanks, Mike.